What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Folding List, where we pay attention to the movies so you don't have to. But like I always say, sometimes you have to pay attention to these movies if you haven't seen them in a long time. And this week we're talking about Jingle All The Way, and I guarantee you should definitely pay attention to this one because it is buck wild. It's a kids movie, but it is. Someone gets choked in like the first 10, 15 minutes of the movie, something like that. But anyways, I think this one's so crazy. I think we have to bring back Cam. What's going on, Cam?
Oh man, what's up? What's going on? I can't wait to talk about this movie.
Man, yeah, and it's been a hot minute since you've been on the pod. You've been like off, I guess, watching Sonic and Knuckles have a good time in the background.
Oh yeah,
I see that.
Yeah.
That's
It's
on
good to be
brand.
back. You know,
Yeah, man.
really good to be back.
It's good to feel the Sonic vibes back in the pod. Like you got the Sonic vibe handled, I got the Spider-Man vibe handled. But actually on the another vibe, let's get the nightly binge podcast on here. What's going on, Ghost and Kramer?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hello.
Let's
We've
go.
been going for a little while.
It was
Yeah, it's
lovely.
been about a
Mhm.
year, hasn't it?
Hot
It hasn't been a year. It's been a year since we've been with you.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's been.
I think
I was
so.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
No, it's been about a year. Yeah.
Been about a year because last time I was chilling with them and they had
It's
apple cider, the hot apple cider drink.
Yes, spiked apple cider.
Yes,
That's
spiked
right.
apple cider.
Yeah,
That's a staple this time of year.
Yeah,
You got to come back over. We got some more. It's good.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah. It's been a hot minute since everybody's been on the pod. This is it's great to have y'all back. Actually, Cam, like what's been going on with you, man?
Oof, man. So, you know that I moved to Florida.
Yep.
Yeah. Ain't nothing going on here. You know, would much rather
Yeah,
be in Atlanta.
I'm from Florida. I understand what's popping down there. There's a whole lot of beaches. And
Whole lot of
then,
beaches.
pine trees.
Yeah, a whole lot of trees, whole lot of lizards. You know, maybe a couple roaches.
Florida man,
Florida man is here.
Yeah.
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 have you met any Florida men? I heard it's not
I have
just
not.
one man; it's like multiple men. What they call
He is the
it's like an
yeah.
umbrella term.
He
Legion.
is the Florida man.
We are Legion. Yeah.
We are
Saw a
Legion.
dude. Saw a dude dancing
Ooh.
salsa with a crocodile. That was something new.
What?
I ain't never seen before. Oh,
Like
yeah,
a
man.
real crocodile or a stuffed animal crocodile?
Nah, it was out in the bayou or somewhere like that, like a little river, and he was like,
Just
It
picked up
was-
this crocodile. And he was like, "You look good. Come on, let's
and
dance."
it was full size too. He was just,
Wow.
I shit you not, like I'm.
That's-
Can we curse still? I promise you, like it was wild.
Wow.
And like I like how you're like, nothing happens in Florida, but lead
But
will.
let me tell you about this time I saw this guy dance with a crocodile. It
Yeah,
happens, but nothing
That's
happens in
not happening
Florida.
Atlanta.
just chalked it up to it's just Florida.
It's just
Yeah.
just
Every
Florida.
time. I always have to tell people because my homeboy's always like, are there really like gators in the water down there like that? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I can't say there aren't. Like any body of water that isn't the ocean, there's probably gators. Just go ahead and accept that. Like just
And
don't
some of
walk
them
your
can
dog
dance.
near it. Don't get near the edge of the water. Yeah.
Just makes me think of the dancing frog, but the "Hello, my lady," just the frog with the.
Oh man, I love that shit.
And they just
Hello,
start
my
dancing,
lady.
and you come up and down.
What was that in the front of? I think that was in the front of Little Giants on the VHS tape. Did you? Am I the only one that knew that? I'm not-
Yeah, I don't.
A damn WB frog.
That's right. That's
On the WB.
Yep.
What are we supposed to be talking about again?
Yeah,
I don't
not
know what
the frog.
time we got there. I mean, This seems pretty compelling enough. We can just continue like this.
This is good podcasting. I don't care what anybody says.
We need a podcast just for Florida man tales. I'm telling you.
We do actually, yeah. Okay, so before we get started, I want you all to do something. Okay, this is your homework. So what you got to
What's
do
happening on your TV
is what is it?
Oh,
Okay. Why are there real people? What's happening?
I don't know who that is. Okay, so this is your homework. So what you got to do is get your birthday and then type it into Google and then type Florida man.
I've heard
after
this.
that.
I did it. I've done it before.
And then let me know what comes up. Mine is a guy, like a Florida man steals a vending machine or something like that. Or he strips naked and steals a vending machine or something. I don't know. But yeah.
We got the same one because our birthday was so close.
Yeah, we're actually twins. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
To the point where
I'm nodding,
my dog,
but I know you can't hear it.
Yeah. Mine was, that's right. Florida man was arrested for stabbing a man and keeping his ears in his pockets.
That's new.
Man.
That's a new one. Yeah.
That's a new one.
And that's a little snack. There's a top.
Is he going to use them as currency or something?
Yeah.
Mine pops up with Florida man hit dad in the face with pizza after learning he helped him deliver him. Like, I mean, police say, after deliver him, yes. Deliver him. I'm not going to go into the actual article because that's like a rabbit hole I'm not ready to go down yet. I'm just taking the tagline.
Don't go down the Florida rabbit hole.
We will be stuck on this for the next hour and a half.
That's true. Because I have like 3 pages.
Yeah, yours just keeps going on the pages. You keep
we're
there.
I'm a woman. Let's see what
Oh my gosh.
Florida woman arrested for throwing knife after a man ate her leftover Chinese. Oh.
I mean, that's understandable though.
Throwing knife.
I mean,
it depends on where you got it from, but yeah, it could be.
This one's more relatable.
What?
Florida woman charged with poisoning her boyfriend's drink because he wouldn't shut up. I'm looking at you.
I do talk a lot. So I'm gonna keep my drink to myself over here, and all powders away.
No powders away.
So today we're talking about Sinbad and and Arnold.
Let's get into this because we're definitely talking about Jingle All the Way. So what's the what's y'all's kind of history with this movie? Because I obviously watched this a bunch of times. So Kramer, what's your actual history with this one?
I mean, 96 I think is when this one originally came out, and we probably watched this movie and Santa Claus. Those were probably like our staple holiday movies for like 4 or 5 years. Like, it was on, we were watching it. We weren't a Christmas Story family. They're like my parents didn't like the Christmas Story, so these were more family friendly. And I do air quotes. You can't see that, but these are air quotes family friendly because there's definitely some questionable family antics that go on within this movie. But yeah, like I grew up on
cookie
this movie.
down.
That's what.
She's next door petting Ted. What?
Petting what? Things I didn't catch up on much as a kid. I'm starting to be like, wait a minute, hold on. Like, Ted's looks, his eyes, the way that he's looking, reaches around, like rolls his eyes backwards as he's taking the apron off. Like, come on now. Come on, Ted. But yeah, like, I grew up on it. I enjoyed it as a kid. I see it in a different light now. I won't get into like if it stands the test of time for me, but I enjoyed reminiscing about it one time.
You didn't like how it turned into a whole Hanna-Barbera cartoon for the final 10 minutes of the film?
Final 10 minutes? I think you mean the whole movie.
The whole movie.
87 minutes of the movie. It didn't even hit 90. Didn't even get 90.
It didn't get there.
It was like old school.
And I think that's the best part of the movie is like there was no 90-minute mark. It was 87 minutes done. Out. Cool. Got it.
Yeah. It was like out cold. It was like, all right, we're good. Yep, cut it.
We're done.
It is definitely a great background noise music like movie to be able to watch and just chime in every once in a while. I wouldn't watch this, like, for me, I don't watch it straight through because, like, oh my gosh, there's a lot to keep up with.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of violence. A lot more violence than I probably would have thought would be in a children's movie at that time.
Yeah.
He straight up chokes that lady outside of the store.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
everybody's
domestic
like,
disputes. Yeah, yeah.
like, I don't know
And it's a laughable moment in the movie too. It's like, oh, we're laughing about it because they're all about to trample each other to death going into the store to get a toy that doesn't exist.
Yep.
That's
the least violent part of the movie. The old lady being choked out.
Yep.
Oh,
No, it was Black
So
Friday.
Ghost, had you seen this movie like a bunch of times like everybody else?
So this was the first time I've ever seen this movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chino was like, "Hey, you want to watch Jingle All The Way?" And I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "Just watch it. It's for a podcast." Who's in it? And he's like, "How?" He tells me, I'm like, I'm okay not watching it. He's like, "No, here's the pocket. Watch it."
Oh no, that's a good one. It's a I feel like it's worth watching, but like what did you actually what were your initial thoughts? I'll say that. Like what were your thoughts on like the first 15 minutes of the movie, because it kind of gets going pretty quick.
The first 50, I'm trying to remember. I think I just kind of zoned out.
That's
Where I'm
understandable.
While I'm watching them, like the premise, like I guess of like for me, the premise wouldn't work nowadays. Like if I couldn't find a toy, there's so many different sites I can go to. I can go to eBay, I can go to Nextdoor, I can go to Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Like I could get that toy. I could do it in the comfort of my home. The fact that he has to drive around.
I mean, yeah, even at that time, like in the mid '90s, you can still pick up a phone and call and say you got it in stock. No, you got it in stock. No, like you're not jumping from store to store.
Also, it was a mattress
on Christmas Eve, no less.
On Christmas Eve, no less.
Eve,
And those stores, I'm trying to remember, like were stores, and like '96. That was before it got super huge. Stores shut down super early on Christmas Eve. A lot of stores did.
Did they?
Yeah,
like
4 or 5. The Black Friday's back in Thanksgiving. This isn't Black Friday time. This is Christmas Eve. Yeah. I don't remember there being that big of a rush on most Christmas Eves, at least nowadays.
Yeah, I wasn't in the streets on Christmas Eve, so
yeah.
I worked in the mall like seasonal sometimes at Spencer Gifts. We've definitely talked about that. And that was back like my like senior year, first year of college, freshman year of college. So
that really doesn't surprise me, Travis.
Oh, we haven't talked about that.
I mean, I really don't think so, but that's somewhere that I would probably work.
Spencer's Gifts, yeah.
Spencer.
Yeah, it was great, man. You get to like
all the gag gifts you can get,
make cool. Like put up cool posters and gag gifts and dildos and other posters.
Yeah, it's like, look, these are titties. Only like 15.
It's a mug shaped like boobs. Oh, I will say that we had one of those glass DOS boots, like how you drink out of it. Like a small one. And people would always pick them up and put them down. And we're always like, if you break it, you buy it. You break it, you buy it, because they were real thin. And one time this kid picked it up and we heard psh, and we were like, you break it, you buy it. And he was like, I was just holding it. And blood just started pouring down his hand.
Damn.
Like, oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Damn. Like, obviously, we weren't mad at that point, but it was just like he just picked it up and it like exploded in his hand. Yeah.
That's when you quickly shoo him out of the store. It didn't happen in here. I don't want the paperwork. Get out. Here's a Band-Aid.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. He didn't say damn. Thank you for the Band-Aids, and then just left because it wasn't that bad. It was just like
okay, good.
It was just like little cuts, but it was like not stitches, but it was enough to bleed real fast. That was real
clean up the glass.
He was just a bleeder. It's okay.
And there was no blood in this movie because, like you said, it's like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon for the last like, what do you say, like 10 mintes of it.
Yeah.
Well, almost like the whole movie, like we were talking about, it's very cartoonish. Like all of the action, the comedy. I did laugh out loud at a couple of moments, but we'll get into that in a second. But we can definitely let's go ahead and actually just kind of talk about what the movie's about before we get into it. Cam, do you want to knock that out, or you want me to knock that out?
Man, have you ever promised your significant other that you would buy a toy for your child and you lied to her face and said, yes, I bought that toy, when in actuality, you didn't buy that toy and Christmas is the next day. Well,
I have not done that, damn.
that's basically
Oh,
this
that's
entire
cool.
movie. Yeah. You
You
Arnold
don't
Schwarzenegger.
paint Arnold in a good light with this. Howard does not sound like a good man here.
You're my
I have
number
a
one
feeling you
customer.
kinda mirrored his life. for
Habitual
real.
liar. Telling him
Right.
I've got all this done. It's all good.
So yeah, Arnold plays this deadbeat dad who this workaholic deadbeat dad that promises his
Sounds
kid
like
the
Goku.
world. And yeah, he just he straight up lies to his wife. He's like, yeah, I bought the toy, didn't buy the toy, goes out, tries to find it, gets into all kind of hilarious hijinks with his arch nemesis Sinbad, of all people. And they go on a bunch of
borderline
crazy
insane postman.
Oh man, yeah. And it's so funny because like a lot of the jokes that Sinbad was saying like back then, it's like I'm hearing him and I get it now. It's the weirdest thing. I think it's just like a part of like growing up where you just kind of get shit. But yeah. I mean, that's the premise. They get into all kind of hilarious hijinks together. Ends up being a two things actually. Number one, Turbo Man was Iron Man before Iron Man was Iron Man. Did you know that?
Yep.
Cool.
Wait.
I mean, not really.
Time?
Yeah, I mean, it was.
The Mentor.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Megamind.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
Dementor is
I saw
totally
the costume.
Megamind.
Yes.
I was like, that's
that was
Megamind.
definitely Megamind. Yep.
See. And number two, this was 100% a prequel to Star Wars Episode 1. Did you know that?
Yep. Little Anakin.
Little Anakin.
Yep.
Yeah, Anakin
Yeah.
never got his toy. He realized that, the real Turbo Man that he had at home was just a deadbeat dad. And he was like, oh, Jamie, I am your father. That's where he gets it from. Yeah, exactly. He never got that damn toy. So what does he do? He grows up. He's angry.
Hold on.
He's
He
bitter.
gave the toy
Kills
away.
the other
He
young
gave the
ones.
toy away. He realized that,
Away.
my
Yeah.
dad is not Turbo Man after all. My dad is a piece of shit. He's a workaholic, lying piece of shit.
It's-
And he grows up to be Darth Vader.
That's
Same
still
actor.
kind of lines up with
And-
Star
and-
Wars.
Same actor, by the way.
And I don't want to get too far into about the movie, but there's a lot of stuff that happens with this that doesn't make sense looking back at it.
No.
I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to let. All right,
No.
I'm quiet. We're good.
Well,
We're done.
okay. So it kind of starts off with this dude just trying to basically find the toy, realizes the toy is like impossible to find. I'm sure this is all spawned off of the Tickle Me Elmo craze that happened in the early mid 90s where people were freaking out over Tickle Me Elmo. So I'm sure that's where this movie basically came from. And then they just threw Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, Phil Hartman, and what was his, Jim Belushi, just a bunch of people at this movie.
A lot of people.
And it's definitely produced by Chris Columbus, the guy who did Home Alones and like all those other movies. So it's lined up to be a huge success, and I'm pretty sure that it was a success. I don't know how much it actually grossed. I'll look into that in a second, but it seems like this, in my mind, I thought it was a big hit. I don't know anybody that didn't really see this as a kid except for Ghost.
Ghost.
I guess you're the only
Come on.
person. You and my wife, she had never heard of this either. She was not.
Yeah, I think it was a big
she was
hit
not-
as a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say during
I mean,
the time frame, mid 90s. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it was
like-
big enough. It was Arnold in his prime, Sinbad about the same time. Like a lot of people watched these movies. They drew a lot of people in.
Yeah, and I can actually kind of
'cause-
relate to Jake Lloyd's character because I was that kid that always wanted the hottest toy out, and can never really get it because we didn't have Amazon at the time. I was only like 9 years old. Couldn't really go out and fight for what I wanted, so just had to take it. Had to take the disappointment.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were gonna say take the toys. But
No,
you
no,
said
I never stole.
disappointment.
No,
You never stole.
I never stole. Don't steal, kids. I'm a tax-paying citizen.
Don't steal, just be disappointed.
Yes, exactly.
Stealing.
Stealing.
Aw.
Well,
Did I want the what toy? The which one?
Tickle me elbow. That's what you were looking for. The tickle me elbow.
No. So Tickle Me Elbow wasn't my shit. My shit was actually so what was it? Fuck. It was I think it was this was later in life though. This was the Nintendo Wii. I remember I was searching all over for the first Nintendo Wii. Like I had trackers like on the internet. You know, I was on forums and shit. I was listening to radio shows. Like
Wow.
it was a good minute before I got that
The
thing.
Wii. Oh yeah, we waited out overnight for the Wii outside of a Best Buy.
Yeah, I didn't have
12
that.
hours, camped
that
out all
privilege.
night.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I asked my mom. She was like, "No,
Nintendo
fuck
kid.
you." I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's not-
Like, you ain't waiting out for shit. I was like, all right.
Oh man, did Kramer? Did you have a toy that you made your parents go out and get that was super hard to find?
No, I can't even think back like in mid '90s what toys I would want. I probably asked for some stuff that they couldn't find obscure, like a big Dragon Ball Z fan, and they're probably like, "Dragon Ball what?" Nah, like here's some socks, here's some shorts, like have fun.
The weird
Nah, here's
kids
yeah,
who
I was
like
the
anime.
I was the one who liked the anime in the family. Everyone else is like, I want sports stuff. I was like, I want video games and anime. And they're like, what's that? I'm like, all right, just give me what you think is right.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Was that
I
was
got a
that
bike.
around like
Cool.
was that around the anime invasion where Dragon Ball Z was just a little obscure enough where if you could
Just
kind of found
obscure.
Oh
Yeah, just
Yeah.
obscure enough that you could find the VHS when you really look to it. Blockbuster in the corner.
or Suncoast.
There's-
You remember
Or
Suncoast?
Suncoast.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
you'd have to
man.
either go to those like in
Yep.
the store. What Sam Goody like? They would have
Yes,
sometimes,
yes.
And they had a
but-
tiny little section.
Yep.
We find
Yep.
a couple of people.
Man, Media
That
Play.
and the
Mine was
Cute.
Media
Media
Play
Play.
at the time. Media
I
Play.
used to
at
work
the time.
at Media Play. Yeah. Yeah. So Travis was Spencer and I was
Spencer.
Media Play.
Oh my god,
I worked at GameStop.
we're like down the hall from each other.
I'm saying you did GameStop, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I did GameStop.
Oh wow,
Funny.
That's great.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Ghost.
What's
Did you have a toy that your parents had to go hunt down?
Oh no, we didn't get toys. I'm an Asian
Man.
family. You got shoes and socks,
Rest in peace.
and they're like, "You have food on the table. Be grateful. Merry Christmas."
Man.
It's Thanksgiving year round.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And you better eat all the
I think I
food
got
because you
told
can't disrespect the
really
farmers.
early that Santa isn't real.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, "But my friends at school said Santa's real." No, they're lying to you.
Mhm.
Oh no.
Yes.
She ruined everyone's Christmas from 5 and up. That's just what happens.
Yeah,
That's
there were no
actually
Christmas in
really
my household.
funny. That's really funny. Travis,
Funny or
what age
sad?
were you? Yeah, I think it's hilarious. What age were you, Travis, when you found out that Santa wasn't real?
Found out. I think it was
Yeah.
just kind of like
It was just kinda
So
known.
what my parents did is they would say all these gifts are from us and your aunts and your uncles and your grandparents, but then
Okay.
they would say for like the gift that would be like the hard to find one, they would say Santa got that one. I don't know when that stopped, and my parents were just like, "It's us." 'Cause they
You're
kinda
23.
No.
That's way too soon.
Before before the Santa Claus, whenever that came out, I know that because I was like, well, I know Santa's not real, but like, he could
Yeah.
be though, right? No, I'm
I
just
mean, thinking back on all the shows watching as a kid, like clearly by 11, whatever, when we were watching those shows, it's like, oh yeah, he's not real, but this is a great movie. But imagine the kids who were like 4 or 5 watching those going like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like, do you shelter your kids from the shows that might make them question Santa Claus, or just throw them into life? Throw them into life.
I mean,
They
what
need
are
to
you
get
going to do
there.
with that kid? When are you going to break the news to her?
I mean,
do you want to tell her tomorrow?
tomorrow, that's it. Done. She's done. 6 years old. Grow up. Get a job. Start supporting yourself. We're done. It's a good age.
Here's a light bill.
No more help from us. Dreams over.
Pay it.
Playtime.
You start doing some chores though.
Santa won't get you anything unless you clean your room. But that's it though. Like Santa's like this overarching, like, get the kids to do what the fuck you want them to do. Sorry for the language, but Santa won't bring you anything for the next 20 days if you don't clean your room every day and brush your teeth. That's it.
It's
really funny.
That I've always wanted to do. Like you wrap up presents, like empty presents. While you're going, whenever your kid acts out, you just throw the present into the fire.
Throw the present in the fire and be like, that was from Santa.
Yeah.
You lost your present.
You know what that reminds me
never
of?
know what
Actually?
it was.
That reminds me of like the cult of Santa. That was in the movie. Yeah, all the different
all
Santas.
the Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of my favorite scenes. Actually, probably my favorite scene from that entire movie. When Jim Belushi shows up and you get the Santas.
Yeah, that was good.
That was when I was like, oh, I remember really liking this part of the movie. More so as an adult.
It's crazy because they are all kind of criminal. It feels like that does not feel like a legit organization of people. It feels like a bunch of bad Santas together doing bad Santa shit. I don't know what that would be. I guess selling counterfeit broken toys. Because that's all they
it
were
was
really
a counterfeit
doing.
ring.
Well, what's crazy is you go into this room and it's all Santas, and they all still hide their own identity from each other because they're all in outfits still in this incognito room that no one's supposed to ever see them in.
I bet it's so high there
That's
too.
very true.
Toy ring for the holidays.
Yeah.
No, I think
you're right. You're right.
So it's just, and Jim Belushi, like, John, rest in peace, was great. This is like one of the roles that you started seeing him trying to take over that mantle, like after John, and I really loved him in that role. That little 5-minute snippet you get of him kind of remind me of why I enjoyed this movie. Like, there was a lot of comedic comedy, like cartoonish comedy in this movie, and I think that's what appealed to most kids. Like the younger kids in me when I was watching this, that's what did it.
This movie
Pulling back the beard and having him flip backwards 3 times. The elf getting
Such a
punched
cartoon.
across the room like flying.
Troyer.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, did you know that was him? I didn't know that was him.
I saw
yes.
it.
There's
Well,
not too many
Dr.
people that
was
size
in it.
all the time, man.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows,
This
was it
movie
Parks and
made,
Rec with Dr.
$129
Spaceman?
million.
How much?
What?
$129 million, but it cost
That's how much the movie made?
dollars to make.
Oh, it was a success. Yeah.
That's
they
a
made
success.
their
Yeah,
money.
that's
Yeah.
Kind
They
of.
made their money.
Kind of a success because you're if you don't make double what the budget of the movie is, you're not quite a success. That's why movies like Waterworld, that movie, everybody's like, oh, the biggest bomb of all time, the biggest bomb. And it's like, well, actually, it's just because it cost $100 million to make and it made $150 million. Technically, that's a bomb.
You just unlocked a memory.
So-
Waterworld.
Oh yeah, we're definitely
don't
doing
stop.
that.
I love-
on the
I've
pod,
never
bud.
seen that one.
Get ready.
That's a later one. Kevin Costner. I love that movie.
Dennis
That
Hopper.
might be a post
Jack
holidays
Black.
episode.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh,
He's a henchman, and he's still got the big gap in the monobrow, unibrow.
oh man. Look at that. I can't even find like legit screenshots of the film. I just see a whole bunch of water parks. It's like Waterworld. That's how you know that. That's how you know that shit bombed.
It's buried. It's buried deep. I don't
Yeah,
even want to know that that's there.
that shit really did bomb.
Yeah,
Damn, you weren't lying.
Yeah, and it's
Like
not
come
even,
to
it's not
Waterworld
like
in
it
Denver.
made-
It made
No,
$50
no,
million,
okay.
but that's not enough.
The budget was $175 million, and it made $264 million. It's one of the biggest bombs of all time. It made $264 million. That's so much money. That's a lot of money today, and it's still
Yeah.
considered a bomb. One of the biggest bombs of all time.
Yeah, I would do a
Crazy.
lot with that money. I'll take Jamie Lee Curtis out on a
money's
date.
wild in Hollywood. Wow, did you hear that? We were both hilarious yet insightful. Anyways, thanks for listening to each episode of The Folding List. We appreciate the support and we're glad you're not just hate listening. Actually, we don't care. Just keep coming back and listening. And while you're at it, make sure to check out the other podcasts in the Chino umbrella. We've got the Nightly Binge, the Movie Dogs, and Sandusky's Talk Shit. All great podcasts with interesting people and topics. Back to the show. But yeah, so this movie is like you said, Kramer. It's got a lot of like good comedic moments. Like I will say that I laughed out loud a few times just in that first scene where they were like rushing the toy store and they were all getting the or not the first scene. It was like I don't know which scene it was when they were all chasing the balls around the store. And he's like, I got one of the balls. And Sinbad like slides in the frame and sprays him in the face with the pepper spray real fast. It's like, ha! And he's like, ah! Like that made me laugh for some reason. I don't know why. It's not even that good of a joke. But there's a lot of good physical comedy in this. And I think it was just interesting to see Arnold go full tilt on like the physical comedy, just comedy in general. He's done comedy before, but this is wild.
Yeah. Peak 90s Arnold comedy.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. It would be like if The Rock went like full comedy out of nowhere, which he does do comedies, but not like this.
Yeah. Did you see the, what was that, Tooth Fairy?
No, I did not see Tooth Fairy.
Was that him?
Yeah, no, that was Rock. That was Tooth Fairy and The Rock.
He did it for his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Was that his daughter in the movie?
No, I don't.
No, I think he made it. Yes.
Oh, made it four.
Yeah, 4. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they all kind of do that eventually. Once they've done like a bunch for them, they're like, "Well, I want to do a movie that my kids can watch because I just shoot people in the face over and over." So I'm gonna.
Yeah. I just jumped out of a helicopter
for
in a gray T-shirt in a jungle.
You know, I have to say, like, I'm trying to think of like a whole lot of comedies from like Sylvester Stallone. Like, I don't remember him jumping into the comedic wagon too often after like the Rambos. I remember Rambos. I remember Cobra. And I'm trying to think of what he got into comedy wise.
My Mom Will Shoot.
Stop. Okay, that would be a good one. Was it Tango and Cash? That was it. Kind of more of an adult comedy.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that he did like straight kids wise. Like he's one of the few that just didn't flip the script.
That's true. Yeah, you don't really
That's
ever
very
see,
true.
because they all kind of do that, but they never really. That's interesting.
I'd have to look up his filmography to find out, honestly, to see if he's done, how many kids movies he's done.
I know a lot of kids that saw Judge Dredd.
It's not a kids movie though.
It's definitely not a kids movie. Definitely not a kids movie, but a lot of kids did see Judge
More an intentional comedy.
Oh yeah, definitely comedy, but like definitely not meant to be like. Let me take the little one to go see Judge Dredd.
Yeah, it's just like RoboCop. It's like I know, like kid, like in 6th grade, they're like, yeah, I saw this dope movie in RoboCop. It's from the 80s. Like, didn't they have like motherfuckers getting their chest blown up and shit?
Yeah, the first scene.
It's the first scene.
Yeah, it's like chest exploded. Yeah. Like these parents are man.
I mean, those are like 90s kids. Like I grew up watching like The Evil Dead when I was 6 years old, and I was scarred for like 3 years on The Evil Dead. I couldn't watch anything. Like that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Toxic Avenger.
Really.
That didn't scar me.
Toxic
Avenger. I saw that one.
Boy.
I read somewhere that they were making it.
I think
please
they
don't.
Are, like, what's his name?
You can't top it.
Yeah, it's a classic.
What's that dude's name from Game of Thrones? Tyrion.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that really, really good actor.
Yeah.
He was in Sandman too.
Yes. He's supposed to be in Toxic Avenger, but like I don't know if they're gonna make that movie. That movie's fucked up. If you go back and watch the original, you definitely see some like terrible, horrible imagery where it's I don't even think we should talk about it on the pod That's a fucked up movie.
Let's just say, at your own risk, Google Toxic Avenger and then move on.
Yeah, it's probably on YouTube, honestly. I can't imagine you have to pay to watch that movie.
I doubt it.
Why does he look like that? Damn.
Yeah.
he's on YouTube now looking at
it. Yeah. I'm on it. Yeah, I'm in it.
Yeah, if you watch that whole movie, you'll see what I'm saying. There's a scene with a bunch of teenagers in a car, and it is terrible, terrible, terrible. And I remember watching it. I would always get to that part as a kid, and I was like, I should not be watching this movie. And I would fast forward to that scene. And then I'd get back to just like the weird toxic guy and boobs.
You were there for the boobs. You got through everything else. I was there for the boobs.
Yeah. I just had to fight through the blood and gore. There's titties on the other side. I was a little boy. It is what it is.
It is.
But yeah, so this like after, I guess even while he's out chasing this toy, trying to beat Sinbad to, I guess, the one turbo man in the city, Phil Hartman's some horny quagmire neighbor that's trying to screw his wife while he's out searching for this toy. He's like,
sorry. I thought it was a mix between Quagmire and Ned Flanders.
Yeah. No, that's so
yeah.
true. Yeah, but here's the thing though, is like these women in the neighborhood, like they all have the hots for this guy, except for the one that he wants, which is Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife. And I'm like, damn, like
the last one.
Yeah, it's like what's this dude have that I don't have?
Apparently he has time. He's out here putting up Christmas lights and baking cookies.
Yeah, screwing in lights and shit from
independently
the
wealthy.
I just remember the son saying, "Oh yeah, like my dad was never this nice until they got a divorce. Maybe your share parents should get divorced too." Like, whoa, are you promoting divorce in this movie?
Well, Anakin Skywalker just like scurries off.
He does. He runs off, answers a phone call from his dad, gets in an argument, hangs up on him. Yep. I hate you, Dad. Moves on. I see where this is going.
Yeah, he's Darth Vader, bro.
It's
like I could get twice as many toys.
2 Christmases.
No, kid. Who's writing this? Angry man. Some terrible father wrote this.
Exactly. There's a deadbeat dad who's out there, wrote this movie, and he's trying to be like, you know what? One act of kindness. I'm gonna steal a suit from a guy, hopefully not kill myself, not let the child die, and I will be everyone's hero. Move on. This comedic gold will get me there.
Please. I guess he wrote Jingle All The Way and then was like, well, I got to do something else. And then wrote 8-Legged Freaks.
What? Really?
I like that movie.
Is that with David Duchovny?
Yeah.
I
think so.
Was it?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Oh, what's that? Not Duchovny. David Arquette.
Arquette.
David Arquette. That's it.
Arquette.
But he wrote that, and then I guess he was like, man, I'll wait 12 years, and then I'm going to bring back Jingle All The Way 2.
There was a second one.
Larry the Cable Guy?
I didn't even know there was a second one until I was on YouTube looking up like stuff on this one.
Oh, there was a second one.
What? I gotta Google this now.
But you know what? This is probably like in the same universe as like Home Alone, like 4 or something. Like, you seen that one?
It's probably all produced by Chris Columbus.
Yeah. Like the latest Home Alone that came out like a few years ago, it had the kid that was in Jojo Rabbit, the British kid. You remember that?
Yep. Mm-hmm. I didn't watch that.
I was gonna say, haven't seen it yet, but I know which one you're talking about.
Don't watch it.
I'm not gonna ruin my childhood memories of Home Alone.
It's such a waste
Home Alone
of time.
1 and 2 still hold up.
Oh yeah, no, Home Alone 2 is probably my favorite Christmas movie over Jingle All the Way. It's like Home Alone 2
Oh,
and then Jingle All the Way. Like,
Hold on. Hold
Yeah,
on.
really?
Where's Die Hard on that list?
Oh my god, you're so good. Talk about that.
Die Hard
You
is
know
the best
what?
Christmas movie ever.
let's change the subject right now.
This is a podcast all of its own.
I forgot all about Die Hard actually. We talked about
It's tough
that.
to leave that one out.
We talked about that
even
on the podcast, didn't we?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm sure we talked about it last year at some point. We talked about it, but I definitely do. I do like. What was the other movie we were just talking about?
Home Alone.
Well,
Home Alone. Yeah. Even going back and rewatching Home Alone, I'm like, how can they just leave their kid? They have so many moments that lead to them leaving their kid, and it just like, because every step of the way they're like, but you can't like imagine leaving them, and you're like, oh, they did it for real. It's like actually a well constructed movie to this day. It's still very, very good, other than the fact that those guys would have just like killed that kid.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, like
Wet
Home
bandits, man.
Alone,
They weren't there for killing.
Home
That's
Alone
true.
is in
They
the
were
same
wet
universe
bandits.
as Sopranos because look what happens. He leaves his kid at home. You know, his wife leaves him. His whole family leaves him. What does he do? He becomes a cop. Okay, he's working for the mob. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah, he starts going to the whorehouse.
Perfectly in Florida.
Yeah, you see where I'm going? You remember him? You remember the dad in Home Alone? He was the cop in the first season.
That's right. Yeah.
Of Sopranos. Yeah.
See, I've only
Whole
watched
family
it
leaves
one time.
Oh, I'm going through it. This is like my 13th time this year.
Yeah, bro. I forgot he was in that show. He's great in it. Everybody's great in it. But that was a first season callback. Man, I barely remember Big Puss. I don't even remember that dude.
Oh yeah, Big Pussy, Pompensero.
That shows. We'll have to do an episode about that for sure. We'll have to do a special one-off Sopranos talk because I got to talk about that show now. That
I can't wait.
15.
I love that show.
That's going to take a while to get anyone to watch through the whole thing to be able to remember that whole show at once.
Oh man. Yeah. I would have to strictly keep it to Cliff Notes because there's so much to talk about in that show and like so much like crazy cinematography and like all that kind of stuff. There's no jetpacks though. And
that's true.
I think Sopranos was lacking jetpacks, which Jingle All the Way had. They had a man flying around in a jetpack and no one was amazed. Everybody was just like, Turbo Man.
No.
Use your jetpack, Turbo Man.
It's like everyone knew that he had it. Everyone knows that there's jetpacks around. Just do it.
Yeah.
And here we are, 20 years later, 20 some plus years later. We can't get a flying car or a jetpack to save our lives.
Well, you actually can get a jetpack now.
Not
you want one.
Not like that one.
if you want one.
No, you're not.
Not like that
you
one.
Want one.
Around. Just kind of doing that.
Yeah, but there's a difference between that. I'm up off the ground 10 feet, floating left and right. Versus this man was flying around like you said earlier, a Hanna-Barbera cartoon character just flying around like crazy, and he was there.
Yep, going around the pole and everything.
After 20 seconds, going, I think I'm getting the hang of this. Like, no, there's some intricacies behind this. There's physics involved. He didn't strike me as the smartest man in the world. How did you figure this out in 20 seconds of flying?
You saw when he ran into the wall and he just went then he just went
straight down.
Just falls on his back.
Cam, I think because you've seen this so many times, can you explain the bomb portion of this movie?
The bomb when Sinbad tried to get on the radio show and then he was like, "Oh, so I got a bomb." And then he throws it up. And this shit was really a bomb. I was like, "Oh shit!"
This movie.
That was pretty clever, actually. You know, that was a nice little reverse MacGuffin. Is that how you put it? Is that the correct?
No,
Is that the correct terminology?
I don't know what that would be. Other than some kind of weird sexual act.
All right, honey, we got a rusty trombone and a reverse MacGuffin. What do you want?
The reverse is $25.
$25. A blowjob is $75.
Why is she British?
That was my Boston accent.
He was going classy. He was going very classy with the rusty trombone over here.
That's my smoker.
I don't know if that was Boston. It wasn't New England. It was England. Oh man, that was I appreciate it though. A blowjob is 74.
75 in it.
Wow.
All right. That has nothing to do with this movie.
Just the
But I will say that I also I
Top of the morning, love.
I don't know.
was that Boston or British? Which one are you going for? Yeah, we gotta know.
That was Boston British.
Boston.
Boston British.
Top of the morning.
And Marky Wahlberg is British.
We talked about Wahlberg earlier. That's about his British accent right there. You got it. If that's what you were going for, hands down, you nailed it.
Yep. All you got to do is that, and they pay him $137 million per picture. It's like, F that guy.
Yeah. Fuck Wahlberg. Oh man.
Ruined a video game franchise with his Sully.
I still haven't seen that shit.
I watched it. I watched it just to see it, and I was just
yeah.
Go back to Nathan Fillion's YouTube video, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Like I'll watch that, and that's my Uncharted movie.
It's a nothing movie. It's not. It's like it's a nothing movie. I don't know. Like I honestly I had a much better time watching Jingle All The Way than Uncharted, and
agreed.
I'm sure it had a much bigger budget. Like this movie is pure. This movie feels like just kind of like pure family fun. You know what I mean? Like there isn't. This had to have been, like you said, one of those movies that he did for his kids because he was probably fresh off of. No, not fresh off of. I guess he had done Kindergarten Cop at that point too. Maybe
that's my favorite. That's my favorite Schwarzenegger movie.
I love Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy and what does he do? Boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
So many good quotes from that one. But yeah,
I'm sorry,
so
that was
did
random.
thanks. Not that random compared to everything else. But
Yeah.
I did like the animatronic deer portion. That had nothing to do with anything, but
I was wondering, like,
scene.
was that shit real? Because that, like, for the 90s, that was a good ass animatronic deer.
That was good.
Yeah, and I think that was I think that's a Stan Winston thing too. For
Yeah.
sure. Because they would always do one-off stuff like that. Because Stan Winston's studio was just like a whole ass studio. It wasn't always just him. But that's like back when they were really getting good with practical effects and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think nothing really beats 90s practical effects, honestly. Like, give me 90s practical effects over CG, like, any day.
Or even 80s practical effects. Because, like, we haven't talked about Thing. We'll maybe that's a good January movie. Maybe we'll watch that in January and talk about it.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen that? That's one of my favorite Christmas movies. I don't even know if it's Christmas.
Which one?
That's one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Thing?
The Thing.
The Thing? I've watched that. I don't think Ghost have seen that one. That'll be a one that we need to put up, and I will watch it together.
Yeah, you haven't seen that one, Ghost?
Well, she jumped away for a second. She'll be right back for you.
She
Yeah.
ghosted us.
That's hence the name.
Bars. Hashtag bars.
Peak comedy.
She does it to me all the time. It's okay.
Some.
Like, it just comes and goes, and we're good.
Yeah. You know,
That's funny.
Like a like a bird. You just have to let her
Kind of fly, and then she'll come back. It's okay. Always comes back.
Yeah, like that's a good one for sure. I always like that one in the winter time, and what is this? Like Jingle All The Way. I hadn't watched this one, so I appreciate you bringing this one up, Cam. I don't know if did you bring it up or did
I didn't bring it up.
I mean,
yeah.
But it's one of your favorite Christmas movies.
It is. Yeah. I love it. So like I said, you know, it's Jingle All The Way, and then it's like Home Alone 2. It's like right there. Only because, like, you know, Jingle All The Way, that hit at a time where I really related to Anakin Skywalker at that time when he really wanted that toy, and he couldn't get that shit. But then he got it, and then he was like, "I don't want this shit. I got the real Turbo Man.
I got the real Turbo Man."
Yep.
And the real Turbo Man had to return his suit, and he goes, "Oh shit!"
And then he has to work late. Then they probably got a divorce.
Can you fly me around?
That's kind of one of the things about this whole movie that I was kind of trying to figure out. Like, he was a good guy for 12 hours. He lied up until about the time he showed up. Maybe not even 12 hours. He was a good guy for maybe an hour and a half. For that entire segment. Wasn't even a good guy. He stole a suit from a guy he wasn't supposed to get it from. Did the whole flight. Learned it. Cool. Got it. But then all of a sudden, everyone was like, "You the man." And then Sinbad's character, who was the actual working man out in the class, he gets thrown in jail. Like, come on, what the hell?
My dad, the postman,
getting thrown in
jail.
Yep. Now Sinbad is the one that actually loves his child, because Sinbad went through hell to get that shit. He went to jail.
That's exactly right. Like, and he went to jail for it.
Wow.
Like, and Howard,
just a postman trying to make it. Just can't afford the toy. Arnold like owns a business. He's
exactly.
That's
what I'm talking about. He's on a postman salary. He ain't got shit. He's divorced. He's trying to get that shit for his kid. Okay, he goes to jail
alimony for a wife who apparently slept with everyone other than him in the post office. Is what he said earlier.
He choked the old lady for that shit.
He did.
And then Arnold's like, I did it.
I did it.
I'm Turbo Man. Yes, I am successful.
Back to the office.
Back to the office. And that's why you don't see him in Jingle All The Way 2, because they're divorced now. Like, they're done. They moved on.
And Larry the Cable Guy just
Jamie got what he wanted.
In there.
Yep.
Did we find out that you find out later on that through the research that Jamie is now Larry the Cable Man? And that's who he grew up into.
And Arnold's just off fucking the cleaning lady.
Oh gosh.
Look it up.
We're gonna look all this up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't know he has an illegitimate son by the cleaning lady? This movie
like
copies
a real
life. I'm just I'm not joking. It's a whole thing.
So Liz and Ted, they actually do get together at the end. Is that what we're saying?
No, Arnold and the other moms. He's not out shopping for toys. He's out.
He's out shopping for something else.
Yeah, for other cookies.
Put the cookie down.
Why are you eating my cookie? Who said you can eat my cookie? I thought that was funny.
Who said you could pet Ted?
What? So good. There's just such a. It's like there's so many weird moments in this that just kind of stand out. Like, I don't know. Is there anything that we missed? I'm sure there's lots of moments that we actually missed, but is there anything that we haven't brought up that needs to be brought up? There's so many
We went
weird
over.
things.
Off air, we went over that the dude that was giving him a rundown on the suit. That was the wheelchair dude from
Yeah.
a scary movie. I thought that was an interesting callback.
David Cross, right?
Yeah,
David Cross.
yeah, he's been in the
Yeah,
biz for a minute.
Yep. Yeah. He's he's Tobias Funke in what's that show? Arrested Development.
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
love that guy.
Yeah.
The never nude,
Yeah.
the blue
Oh,
man.
man. Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I love that show. That's a great one. I can't really do the new seasons. I haven't really liked any of
I haven't
those,
watched
but
them honestly.
nah. Just watch the original like 3 seasons or whatever. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't really they didn't really need to keep it going.
I mean, low key, like this movie was pretty relatable. You know, when you go into a toy store and then you ask the people, it's like, "Hey, you got this new hot toy that's out," and then they just like laugh in your face. They're just like,
they don't have to do it, but they definitely do.
yeah, yeah, look at this motherfucker coming down Christmas Eve, only one of the hottest toy out in life right now.
Oh, it would always be, especially in Spencer's. We see it all the
Mhm.
time because people come in the mall in Christmas and you're just like, I don't know what to get. What kind of gag gift? Because it's like a funny gift. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like we have fake throw up. I don't know.
Fake
Like,
dog poop.
there's a lot of, yep, yeah, a lot of that fart spray. You probably shouldn't be in here on Christmas Eve, but do you want this Playboy purse that I have to sell to people? No? All right.
Damn, bro, you had to get what was it? When you have to sell a certain number, what's the word? It escapes me.
They only made it the quota. No, we didn't like. At one point, we had all of these like Playboy purses, and it was like too many of them because who wants a Playboy bunny purse?
Yeah, who wants to walk around with a Playboy bunny purse?
Yeah, and no offense to any people that
In the
did.
90s, everyone.
Yeah, even in the 90s, man. Nah, maybe. Yeah, I would say 90s that probably could have worked, but mid 2000s, nah, that trend was kind of over. But they were like, we gotta sell these. We got too many of these purses. We gotta sell them. Why don't you just walk around with the purses and just kind of like show them to people? I'm like, this is Spencer's. Like, why are we selling purses?
Well, this is Spencer's. People know what they walk into and look what they look for. Like, we're not selling anything. They walk in, know what they want. This is Spencer's.
They either want a poster of a sports car with 2 ladies on it or lubricant.
Damn, y'all was selling lubricant like that? What the fuck? I didn't know lubricant was that popular back in Spencer's in the 90s.
In the back of the store, man.
That back of the store was that awkward male section where you walk past and you look past me like, all right, someone else is back there. I'm gonna wait my turn. Give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna come back there in a minute.
Did you ever get that? Hey, you got do you have the KY jelly?
No, so close to the camera.
Do you have the KY?
Oh man, no, I haven't told that story on here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've told that story. About that lady like trying to ask me about some Christmas. She was like, "What can I do to be sexy on Christmas?" And I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "I'm trying to be sexy, and then I'm also looking for something to put in my butt." And I was like,
you should have told her, just be yourself. You know, if he really loves you, then you're sexy enough. Now buy this Playboy purse.
buy this purse. Oh god. All right. Well, I guess since Ghost went on somewhere and is doing ghost stuff. Thanks for coming on the show, Kramer. We appreciate it.
Not a problem. I'll thank you for both of us on this one from the binge.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah.
This is
and it's very much.
It's a good
Awesome
episode.
to have you back, Cam. Awesome to have everybody back on the show. It feels good to be back doing this again. I hope we can like keep it going. I need to come
Yeah.
on the nightly binge. We gotta flip flop this. We all gotta go on each other's pods again. I need to get on there,
Yeah.
but yeah, y'all. It's great talking about this crazy movie. I know we really didn't talk a lot about it.
I think we
so
gave it enough
nonsensical.
attention.
Yeah.
Enough attention was given to this movie that it was deserved.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's on in the background. It's perfect for that because every time you look up, some nonsense is happening. It's a great movie to throw on in the holidays. Definitely do it. And once again, everybody, thank you for listening. You can definitely follow us on Instagram. You can check us out on our actual website, thefoldinglist.com. Check out the Nightly Binge. Check out the Sandusky's Talk Shit. Check out Movie Dogs. Check out all of our podcasts. We got a lot of stuff going on. And once again, happy holidays. Have a good one. Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Kramer. Thanks, Ghost. And we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Peace.